Hey everybody, it's Lisa from my tea vault, and as I promised you, we're going to compare these two teas from the same company, different areas. Let me tell you about them. So first of all, the company is Tea Plus, and these are Ceylon teas. This one is a Ceylon black tea from the Kenilworth estate, and these are all from Sri Lanka. It's a single estate black Ceylon orange Pekoe tea. So that's this one. It's going to be on my left. And then on my right, we have a Ceylon black tea from the Sayenta factory. And it is a single estate black Ceylon tea. It's an orange Pekoe as well. So their teas are similar if you would go to buy these in a store, but I wanted to brew them up side by side and just see the difference. Oftentimes when I review a tea, I talk about how you can taste the earth. You can taste like the area that it's in. I mean, you can feel it. Like, let's get down to it. The mud, the dirt, you know, the nutrients that are going up to the roots, into the leaves. You can taste the difference in just a location of a tea, and it matters, okay? So we've got these teas, and we're gonna give them a try. I've got them brewing very unconventionally. Don't even look at my brewing process. But it, just because I kind of wanted to do this side by side, I wanted to do it at the same time. I wanted to do it kind of equal, so it's done like this. Hold on, I need to find a plate. Hold on. Boom, a plate. So we're going to take these out. I got new glasses, and I kind of see they have like a little bit of a glare. Sorry, we'll work on that. But for right now, side by side, I'll have to show you. But first, I want to show you the leaves, okay? So again, on my left is going to be from the Kenilworth estate. And can you see? There you go. They're smaller than the other ones. I'll show you in a minute. They're very tightly wound, rolled, I should say. They're not bits and pieces. They're the actual leaf. Let's see, put it there. You'll be able to see it better. Okay, so that's the Kenilworth estate. This is the Sayenta estate. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, the rolling is about the same, but much larger leaves. Can you see? They're much larger. Let me show you that. So we'll compare the two. You know, just kind of digging in here, okay? Boom. I don't even know if you can see those in my hand compared. All right. So there's a big difference right there, just in the processing of the tea. So here we go on color. Ignore my cups. I just wanted to have clear cups. My cups always go to use. Kenilworth, Sayenta. Pretty similar. This one, I'm gonna hold it up to the light. Maybe just a little bit of a darker hue. A little bit, not a lot. It's got that beautiful shade. We got our tea pet. We always have to have him with us. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And then once brewed, again, so not conventional or unconventional. I'm trying to find now. See, the Kenilworth ones are definitely more bits and pieces when once brewed. I guess I'll just show you. And then the Sayenta estate, see if you can see this one, it's kind of like just the leaves are kind of ripped and torn. And then these ones are still kind of in the shape of their leaves. Not as much ripping and tearing in those. All right, so here we go. And later on, I have a company that sent me some tea biscuits. This is all wrapped around the Chicago International Tea Festival. And they sent me some tea biscuits, and I'm gonna pair them with these teas as well. and see what we can find good or not so good of a pairing for the biscuits, but we'll get into that in another video. Right now we want to concentrate right here and get this done. So, might be a little bit hot, maybe, I don't know. Definitely, it's woodsy, but like almost like a little bit of a fruit. Ah, smells so good. You should be smelling what I'm smelling here. It's very smooth. It doesn't have, it's not real sweet. It's not as sweet, it's a smooth, but there's no bitterness. Not a lot of aftertaste. It's light. It's a very light tea. Probably like a breakfast tea. I'd do it as a morning tea. I probably would do it as a tea all day long personally, but a lot of people like to save their darker teas or the blacks for their breakfast or their morning teas. Okay. So I like that. It's still a little warm too, so it's a little bit hard for me to get a really good taste of it. We might pause for a minute and come back when it's a little bit cooler, but we're going to give this one a try as well. This has a more sweet, there's a sweeter scent to it. But that barky, that woodsiness is also there. Definitely a little bit of a stronger flavor to it than the Kenilworth Estate. Okay, we're gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna come right back once this cools off, and we're gonna give it a final taste test. Remember, he needs a name. Give him a name. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. These teas have cooled off a little bit. I just didn't want to wait that long. One thing too, I wanted to tell you that they were brewed the exact measurements, the exact same way, with the exact same amount of water, the exact same temperature. So hopefully it's a very fair comparison. They're not too far off from each other, but there are some subtle differences. They are, this one, definitely not as sweet as this one. And by sweet, I don't mean sugar sweet. I kind of mean there's just like a touch of sweetness and a little bit of a citrus that you can just taste a little bit when you taste it. And maybe just a touch of vegetal in there, but it's still got that dark, woodsy, barky, kind of very earthy. I get that a lot from the Picot teas, the earthiness. And that's when I talk about, like, I'm tasting the area of the Kenilworth Estates. I'm tasting the area where they plant, where they labor, where they walk, where the rains fall. I'm tasting all of that in this cup of tea. That's why tea is so amazing. Like, I don't know if I would ever be able to visit this estate, but right now in this cup, I'm right there. It's amazing. It's an amazing tea world. It's not just about, I'm gonna have tea or high tea or whatever you want to call it. It's about the tea world, the tea global world. All right, so next, this one, like I said, this one's just a kind of touch of sweetness to it. And a little bit more dark, almost, I can taste almost like I want to say coffee, like a coffee scent to it, or flavor. It tastes just with that one little gulp I took, or big gulp. There's just that subtleness, but this one's definitely got a little bit of more sweetness to it. There's not a fruity taste. This has a slight aftertaste, but it's like a bitterness, like you can feel it in your mouth, but it's not horrible or bad. Why didn't I cleanse my palate? That's what I get a lot. With teas, they're not the same as wines or coffee or things like that. There's not a cleansing process that needs to be done between teas. I don't need to sniff on something to make it like different. It just doesn't affect us the exact same way. I can do that. I can go get a cup of water and I can definitely cleanse or you know, do something. But to me, when you do that, if I drink a tea and then let's say I cleanse with something, I want to use something like maybe lemon water. Let's just say I cleanse with lemon water. That is going to absolutely affect my palate for the next tea that I try. I don't want to sniff on anything, an essential oil or a coffee bean, because that too is going to affect the next tea that I try. So I would rather try a tea and a tea and a tea. It just doesn't work the same way. So what do I think of these teas? Fabulous. They're both amazing. There's subtle differences, very subtle, to where maybe if you smell them, you know, we're all about that, you know, like, oh, let me smell the tea. But, you know, this tea right now, it smells burnt. I smell like a burning or a burnt scent. I don't taste that at all in it. And this one, very, almost a little bit of chocolate in there. But I don't taste that when I taste the tea. So smelling doesn't really work. I'm not big on let me smell your tea, because it smells like this, but once you brew it in water, it's when it like just blossoms and flows into the most amazing drink ever. So Ceylon Plus, thank you for trusting me with your teas. I can't wait to see you guys in Chicago. It's going to be a great festival, and this is just the beginning of the teas that are going to be shown there. I believe there's over 30, 40 exhibitors right now, and I believe that's going to grow. I'm going to be there. I have a press pass, so you're going to see me everywhere. Look for me. Come up and talk to me. I can't hint about that enough, okay, right now. So you guys have a great day. I'm going to move on and sample some of these biscuits with these teas and see what we can find out. Talk to you later.